Man, really, man, like the last few years, my coaches has put out a pretty good amount of DBs, and you can see that they're playing in the league right now. And really, like this last year, they had a big group of DBs leaving, so I just really wanted to come in and like just uphold the standard and uphold what Penn State has been producing these last few years.
All right, we are back with our fourth episode here on the NIL Ace Podcast. I'm joined here with Jalen Kimber, our cornerback at Penn State, and wanted to obviously go through some things with you, man, and kind of talk about what's it been like being in Penn State for your first year.
Man, I love it. I love Penn State for real. I feel like it was a perfect fit after making that decision to leave Florida. I feel like it's been the perfect fit for me, honestly.
Yeah, man, I can see it. I know the weather's a little bit colder up there than it is obviously in Gainesville, so
Yeah,
something you got to get used
my
to.
roots.
Something you got to get used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, really wanted to hop on here with you today and really talk about what led you to play in this sport, man. When was like your first day when you're like, you know what, I'm gonna play this. This is gonna be my sport.
I'll say about when I was like 4 or 5, back at home, like where I'm from. Like my whole family from Chicago, but I lived in Indiana like majority of my life, and just seeing like my older brother used to play football, but football really wasn't his sport. He played basketball, but just seeing him when he played and seeing some of his teammates when they was playing, and I just seen like them just play football, and ever since then I just loved it for real.
Absolutely. Did you start playing corner? When did you start playing corner?
I started playing corner probably like I say like around middle school,
Middle school.
probably. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was really like a running back majority of my life and up until then.
I feel like that's how it is for most guys. Like you
Yeah,
typically play, quarterback, running back, defensively, and then once you get older, you kind of pick between a couple of options of where you think you could play best.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it's fascinating. Obviously, playing the corner position at Penn State. Talk to me about DBU up there at Penn State and what you guys have really put together as a program in the last couple of years.
Man, really, man, like the last few years, my coaches has put out a pretty good amount of DBs, and you can see that they're playing in the league right now. And really, like this last year, they had a big group of DBs leaving, so I just really wanted to come in and like just uphold the standard and uphold what Penn State has been producing in these last few years. Like, especially like Joey Porter just left not too long ago. Johnny Dixon, Kalen King, like them boys been balling at Penn State for some years now. So I just wanted to come in and really just uphold what they've been doing. So
Absolutely, there's kind of a standard up there.
yeah,
You guys hold yourself to a high standard. Obviously, had a lot of draft picks come out of there, and really, I think that's a good thing for anyone who plays your position
yeah,
is to have guys that have that experience and really have set the standard so high. So when you go to a program like Penn State, the bar is up here
yeah.
versus
Facts.
anywhere. Not saying that anywhere else is better, but the bar is a little bit higher. Obviously, being at Penn State. Dude, talk to me about obviously playing in the SEC for what was it, 4 years, and then obviously making our
Facts.
trip up north. Tell me what's that like, man?
I had fun in the SEC. I always was like more of an SEC guy, especially since I moved to Texas. And then it was just like once I started getting offers and stuff in high school, I just felt like staying in the South, closer to my family, and really just like I said, I just liked the SEC more than I did up north at the time. So that's really why I stayed in the South. And then my
Right.
transition from Georgia to Florida was really because I had a previous relationship with my coach, Corey Raymond, when he had went to Florida. So I just felt like, and if you know who Corey Raymond is, I was like, why not go and try to learn from like one of the best corner coaches out there? Because he's produced a lot of corners himself and put a lot of corners in the NFL, and they like played in the NFL so a long time. So that was really my reasoning for going to Florida.
To Florida. Right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what Gainesville was like.
I like Gainesville. It was a pretty cool spot. Just being able to live in Florida for 2 years was a cool experience as well.
Florida's the best. You
Yeah,
know, I live down here, so you can't complain with weather.
yeah.
Now,
That
you
was
know
that
as
was
I know, the summers, man, are
yeah,
different.
yeah. Facts.
Summers are different.
That was
And I
really
know
the main thing.
you're from Texas, so you understand how hot it is down there. I think it might be hotter here,
It might be because it's
just because
all
of the humidity.
yeah, and it's
It's
all
like
year
a
round.
sticky humidity, you know.
Yeah, and
So
in Texas
it's
it kind of get cold. Like around this time, it get a little bit more chillier, and in Florida, I feel like it stayed warmer than it
oh,
did.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man. Really, obviously, leading into this, what is your expectation this year? I know me and you've talked about it privately, but I think people would want to know what your expectations are for yourself and really for this Penn State defense.
My expectation, honestly, was just to play, really good, complete football all around. Just do my job for real. Like I don't try to be Superman. I just try to do my job and just make plays when they come to me. And at the end of the day, just not let nobody score. That's really my main thing. Is like, can't nobody score on me. That's just been my whole mindset this whole year. And I'm just trying to uphold that every week for real. Just try to
Absolutely.
play
No,
good
and I
team.
see it. If anyone tuning in who sees this, guys don't like to throw it in Kimber's direction. If you look at some of the games,
Yeah,
uh, they don't like to throw at Jay. Jay's been playing lockdown defense, obviously, at Penn State this year and done a phenomenal job at it. But really, man, I want to really dive more deep into the personal side to you. You know, obviously, football takes up most of your day, between practice, film, all the stuff you guys do in between.
yeah.
What do we do to kind of relax, to take some edge off? What's kind of our go-to?
Really, I just come home and just chill, like play the game, talk to my peoples, my loved ones, the people that I cherish most, like closest to me, and just like whenever I do have time away from football, I take that time away from football because like
Right.
because when you in it, is you gotta go go go, and it's 24/7. So whenever I do get time, I'm not like I go out here and there. I don't really party that much. That's not really me. I'm really like more of an inside guy. I just like to chill. Really, I play the game, I talk to my brothers and my cousins like all the time,
Gotcha.
and just chill at the house for real. I'm a family
Right.
guy, so whenever I go home, I just be with them. I grew up with my cousins. You feel me? So
Oh, I
anytime,
feel you. I did the same thing in Atlanta. I grew up with mine right down the road.
yeah,
So, and
yeah, so,
I was an only child, so they're like more like siblings to me
yeah,
than anything. So I get where you're coming from.
yeah.
What game you been playing?
Black Ops.
Black Ops?
Yeah, I've been playing the new Black
Are you
Ops.
nice?
Yeah, I'm pretty nice.
Okay. What are we playing? Zombies?
Playing
Or are we
Call of Duty
playing?
for a minute though, so
We've been playing COD for a minute. Okay.
yeah.
What are you more of a zombies guy, multiplayer? What do we like?
Multiplayer. I play
Multiplayer.
multiplayer and I dabble in the Warzone too whenever it come out. I know it's not out
Gotcha.
right now, but for the Black Ops, but I be
Absolutely. What's your
multiplayer.
go-to weapon right now? There's a weapon out there. What are you using?
Really, I'm just trying to get all the camos for all the guns, so
You're
I
on the
don't
grind like everybody else.
try to get
Yeah.
all the camos for real.
Absolutely. No, I get that completely. So obviously, Call of Duty's been the big game recently.
Yeah,
And it was a big one, man. I remember playing. I think the last one I played was Black Ops, which
yeah,
was years ago.
yeah,
But they made some good games, man. NW2 was a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite one they
yeah.
ever
That's
made.
probably my favorite too. MW2, that was the best one to me.
I mean, I don't know if you ever did in the quick scope, and when I was younger, I was all into that, man. That was 1v1 on Rust, and that was the go-to.
Yeah, yeah, fact.
So yeah, man, that's fascinating. I gotta ask you this. We've never talked about this. Do you have any superstitions? Do you do anything the same before games, after games? Is there anything on that side you think you could share?
I mean, I would really say the only superstitions that I have is really like how we get our ankles taped. Like I have to go to the same person to get my ankles taped. Like I can't go to anybody else because I feel like people tape differently, so it makes my feet
Right.
differently. So that's really the only superstition I really
It's got to
have.
be the same person.
I go to the same person. I've never been to since I've been up here. I've only been to one person. Uh, that's I don't know if that's like super big,
No,
but
no. I mean, that's something though. I mean,
yeah.
seriously. I mean, they
Other
got
than
to
that,
get you right.
I really try to keep everything the same.
Right.
I don't try to switch up too much. Um, yeah, 'cause I just like to be locked in. I try to like this year. I've been more loose. I've been having way more fun.
Right.
Before the games, not trying to be so serious and just locked in all day. Like when it's time to lock in, that's when I lock in. But I just try to be more loose and like I said, I just got to get my feet taped by the same person. I can't go to nobody else.
That's awesome. That is a superstition, though. If you think about it, I mean, that's so. If he's not there, what we got to call him. We got to find out where he
Yeah,
is.
I gotta find out where he at because if he not there, I don't really
We
like
got what's our guy's name?
Ray. My boy
Honorable
Ray.
mention.
Yeah,
Honorable mention right there.
yeah.
Gotta get Kimber right before every game. That's
Every
cool
game.
though. I mean, no,
Yeah,
I get that, man. I mean, some guys have their thing where just as simple as that. Tape on your foot.
yeah.
And if you feel right with that. So you were saying that you felt kind of more have fun with this year. You felt a little bit more relaxed. And talk to me about that. Why does this year kind of feel different from the previous years?
Really just cause like I know I don't have that much time left, and I'm trying to really just be grateful for the time that I do have and cherish every moment, that I have left in college. Um, and also just being around my new coach, he got a different coaching style, which I like, and I think it really helped me a lot. Just come out my shell, cause I'm really more like a quiet guy, and cause I'm an older guy now. Like I'm the
Right.
oldest guy in my room. I'm the oldest guy in the secondary. Really, probably one of the oldest guys on the defense. So really, they kind of look up to me. They ask me questions, and I also like helping too. Like I like helping the younger guys as well. So I feel like I can't be an older guy and not be willing to help. And
Right.
I just
Well, it's
can't.
good though. You're enjoying yourself though at the same
Yeah,
time. Obviously, still staying locked in, but it's nice to kind of have a little bit more freedom and obviously to get you out of that shell a little
yeah,
bit.
right.
Because you have fun when you do that, man. You do.
Yeah. And I feel
When you're
like
having fun, you play well.
yeah,
You know.
that's been the main thing. Like if you're not having fun and it just becomes more of like a job than something that you really love doing. I feel like that can hinder you and like set you back a little bit. So I just been trying to get back to like high school days and when I was a shorty, when I was a little kid. Like I'm just trying to go back
Right.
to those days and really just have fun. That's really
Yeah.
what I've been doing too. That's my main goal this year, just to have fun and just embrace every moment that I can, that I have for real.
Absolutely. No, I'm in complete agreement with that. And honestly, I think it makes you play better too when you get to kind of just let everything go and know that you trust yourself, you put yourself in the right situation to make the play, you prepare. Um, have fun with it, man. I mean, like I said, this is kind of your last ride, obviously being your last year, and it's great that you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, and you can speak on this, a lot of guys take this way too seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what causes a lot of problems in the game is guys are trying to press too much, trying to even at other positions offensively. And you see some of the quarterbacks that are playing right now that have had great stats heading into the year, but they're trying to press. When you try to press in this game, you're not going to do well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that goes for all sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So that's great, though. I really appreciate you sharing that with us and really just your whole mental aspect of this game. All right. What's the best game so far this year?
Like the most game I had, like the best environment.
Best
Uh,
environment, the one that made you, like, at the end of the game, you were smiling.
um, man, I ain't gonna lie, I've been enjoying every one for real.
I'm about to say,
We've been winning, so it's
you've
like
been winning.
I would say the first game of the season was fun because I got to see my dog who I came to college with at Georgia. I got to play against him and he was a receiver, so that game was pretty fun. Uh,
What game was that?
the West Virginia game, that
West
game
Virginia game?
that game was
Who
fun.
who's the wide receiver you play against?
My boy Justin Robinson. I used to live with him at Georgia. That's who I came to college with. And we were same grade. You know, that's my dog.
Was he the one from Mississippi State?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
That's my dog.
yeah, big guy.
Yeah, big guy, 6'3".
But you gave him a tough time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I had to.
That's always fun, though.
I actually got a PI on him though. It was just crazy.
Did y'all talk about that?
Yeah.
So, really, to talk more in detail about what's going on here football-wise, where do you see you guys in the playoff?
Man, we got a great chance to do something special. Like I told my team a few weeks ago, I feel like, I've been a part of a national championship team before, and like I know what it looks like, I know what it feels like, and that's is definitely something that I feel, and I feel like we got a special chance to do something. We just got to keep locking in, just worry about each week. Don't worry about no other week besides the week that's ahead of us, and just keep trying to go 1-0 each week. That's it, for real.
100%. Absolutely. I mean, you guys got a great chance to make a run here and really get after it. Talk to me about what you would be doing if you weren't playing football.
If I wasn't playing football, I don't even know. For real, I probably I used to hoop. I used to love. I used to play basketball before I took basketball more serious than I took football at one point in my life when I was younger. That basketball, maybe track. My whole family was a track family. My dad ran track. My cousin ran track. Uncle, granddad, my whole family ran track for real. So
that's where the speed comes from.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Facts.
No, I definitely see that. So can you shoot? What were we playing basketball? Shooting guard or point guard?
I was more of a defensive guy. I like to steal the ball, get rebounds, get assists.
Aggressive, like you are on defense right now.
Yeah, that's why I play defense. That's why I
Exactly.
play. That was my style to play when I played basketball. So that's kind of
Absolutely. Just scrapping and trying to get the ball.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Talk to me. All right, this is obviously something that'll be heading up with you heading into the draft this upcoming year. What would be your dream team to play for in the NFL?
I would really say somewhere in the South. Somewhere in the South, Texas.
A little bit warmer?
Cowboys, Houston. I can stay in Texas. That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Staying in Texas would be great.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind going back to Florida or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, leading into something different, we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Me and you obviously work together with this. What do you think about NIL? I mean, obviously, being in it, you were in college when it first got released.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I definitely think it's something that I feel like it's something that is very useful. It's it changed football, I feel like, because as you can see, it's not too many more undefeated teams like it used to be.
Right.
I feel like it even out the playing scale as well. You don't know who's going to be good. Like anybody can be good. You can get beat by anybody. And I just feel like I definitely think it's something that to benefit the players. Especially if you think about the players before us, they really paved the way for us to be able to have NIL.
Right.
Well, I like it. Something that I'm getting used to still, because in my beginning years, I didn't really have too much of NIL deals or anything like that. Just because you really got to play, and produce to
Exactly.
get.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah,
they think, because you're a college football player, you're going to get NIL deals. No, you got to, because if you're not playing, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, facts.
And I think that's the biggest thing with just the space of NIL right now is you got to be a dog and you got to be playing. You got to be out there 24/7, and that's really how I feel like a lot of guys get their flowers and get their spotlight, obviously by performing at a high level in a Power 5 program. So it's obviously been a very interesting space. And really, it's surprising and interesting to me is the transfer portal.
Hmm.
So many teams, and you could probably help me with this, but if I'm a coach, right, and maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way, but if I'm a coach and I'm looking to bring in a high school class or kids in the portal, what's more appealing? I would think, bringing in a couple of sophomore, juniors, maybe even seniors like yourself would be a little bit more appealing than trying to groom a freshman to play.
So it's kind of a slippery slope.
Right.
I would say, like, depending on the team and depending on like what that team specifically needs. If they're losing a lot of players in a certain position, then yeah, going to grab a corner out the portal that has, or going to grab a safety or anybody, quarterback, like especially quarterback. Like if you lose a big time quarterback and you don't have somebody that's really like ready to come in now, like yeah, you have to go in the portal and you have to find somebody that has experience. But definitely, programs definitely like to have good recruiting classes because that just helps build a culture
Right.
within the team. Like it's hard to build a culture on a team that just has a bunch of transfers because
Because you're not going to gel well. And I
yeah,
get that
right,
completely. Because, I mean, like when a guy's there for a year and then he leaves, like there's
yeah,
no real relationship. You're really just there for ball, you
yeah,
know?
fact, yeah,
So, and I think some of the best teams have the best chemistry.
yeah,
Because you can't be a top team and not have good chemistry,
yeah.
whether it's
Because
defense, offense.
it's different when you come in with your class, like your class, like you really build a different type of relationship and you gel with them. It's just different. Like I remember my
Right,
whole class from when I came in from Georgia, and I'm cool with a lot of them. Like I'm still cool with a lot of them boys. Like I said, my friend J Rob, like that's like my brother now. Like that's like my
right.
best friend, and we came in together. We lived together. So I feel like that's just something that teams
Well,
try to.
y'all went through the same shit together, bro.
Yeah, like you go
You're
through the same.
getting, the early workouts and it's something I can relate to as well. Obviously, playing in college, early workouts. You're
Yeah,
doing everything together, especially if you live with them too, bro. I mean,
it's a new
but
experience.
out of maybe 20, maybe 18 hours of the day, you're not with them, because you're asleep. Um, Probably in the same room as them,
Yeah,
so
facts.
you're kind of attached at the hip. So that totally makes sense, man. How relationships can stay and really, you know, stay together after football, just
Yeah,
because of all that hard work and really hell you go through
yeah,
being a college athlete. So that is something I think a lot of people can relate to, especially in your space,
yeah.
because I don't know how they do it at Penn State. I don't know how they do it at Georgia or Florida, but I'm guessing it's a full day, full time job. You know,
Definitely. Yeah, facts.
so and there's no days off except for Sundays sometimes.
Yeah, Sundays and Mondays for real. I mean, but Sunday's not even off day. We still gotta go
Go watch film.
watch film, lift, walkthroughs. Everybody's
Absolutely.
schedule is different though. Some people might have Sunday off and then they might do something on Monday. Everybody's it's pretty much the same. It's just how they go about it, how they schedule it.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask some random questions. I feel like we got to do this. Okay.
bet.
Best food spot, Penn State right now.
My favorite food spot, I say, uh, Canes. I'm a Canes guy.
Canes. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you go to the one in Athens when you were living there?
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the place to go. Did they have one in Gainesville?
I don't think so. No, they
I don't
didn't.
think so.
No.
No.
They had a
I
Wingstop.
don't.
We don't have Wingstop up here though.
Wingstop's tough.
Yeah, I like Wingstop.
They got some good food.
Yeah.
All right. Another random question. How cold does it really get?
It gets pretty cold. In the morning it's pretty really cold. At night it gets really cold. During the day when the sun's out, it's not bad, but I think it's around 50s, 55s, sometimes it's 40s. It's cold now. It's over with. It's like it's
It's
no
cold.
Like today, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. Today was a nice day. The sun was out though, so it's not
and
bad.
that's why.
It's
Right.
like 56 with the sun out. It's super sunny. But like once the sun go down, it's over with. Like it's chilly. It's cold.
It's freezing.
Yeah, I got my coat
Um,
on every day.
do you have a coat in particular you always wear?
Yeah. They gave us I forget the name of it. It's a
It's like a
big
puffer.
yeah, it's a big long
Yeah,
Penn State coat. I just wear that.
yeah, absolutely. No, yeah,
Yeah.
it gets cold up there. Obviously, a lot different from being in Gainesville
Yeah.
because it freezes. How does that affect? Do you think it affects you going into games any differently, or what's kind of your experience with that? Because I know this is something completely new to you, um, and I wanted to ask that.
I mean, I don't allow I get to that point. I just accept it for what it is. Like I try
Right.
not to allow the weather to play a factor in my mind while I'm trying to go out here and lock in for a game because it's already hard enough to go out here and play. So me trying to worry about the weather and if it's cold, like it's gonna be cold regardless. I can't change it. So like
Exactly. Right.
like I
Is
just
there any like routine? Do you like? Does it take you longer to get warmed up? You think just because it's cold outside, or
oh you
does that
definitely
really
gotta
have
do
any
it. Yeah, you gotta
a
do a
little bit
little
more?
extra, a little bit
Yeah.
extra. Warming up to make sure you warm and you loose and you good to go out there and play. But now, like I do wear tights now. At first, I didn't wear tights because I was in the
Okay.
south, so it was too
Right.
hot.
Because it's
Like
way too hot for that.
yeah, but now I'm tights and long sleeve. I've been tights and long sleeve for like the past few weeks, but this past week I didn't. When we was at Purdue, I didn't wear a long sleeve. I just double sleeve with a shirt under, and
Is
I
that a
just
bad
stayed on
decision?
the bench. I just stayed on. We got heated benches, so if I wasn't in the
Right.
game, I was just on the bench, just staying on the heat, stay on the heated benches. It wasn't that bad in Purdue though. It wasn't that cold. It wasn't.
No, it can get cold there though. I mean,
Yeah, fact.
it can be frozen.
But
I went there cold.
yeah, our Washington game was colder than the Purdue game, so that's probably why I didn't wear the long sleeve. And the sun was
Was
out,
that
so
that was at home, right?
yeah, the Washington that was our whiteout game,
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's right.
it was
Yep.
at night too, so it was colder.
It was cold.
Yeah, the Purdue was like it was 3:30. I think it was 2:30 there, so it was
So at least you had a little bit of sunshine,
yeah,
and
it
it
wasn't that bad.
wasn't that too
Yeah.
cold. What game are you looking forward to? Like you got what, two left?
Yeah, there was this Minnesota game this coming up week, and then we got Maryland, and then after that it's playoffs and bowl games and stuff like that.
Are you
The
guys?
game,
I didn't ask this. Y'all going to be competing for the Big Ten championship
I don't,
potentially?
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know
Yeah, I don't either
how it's
because you
gonna
got a
play
lot.
out.
It's like the SEC right now. I mean, you got a lot of
Yeah,
teams that are
yeah, we still got a lot of we got a
7-1, 8-1.
yeah, we got Oregon undefeated, Indiana's undefeated. Yeah, we got us, Ohio State. They're playing good football, so you know, I don't know how it's gonna play out. I'm like, hey,
Right.
we just
You're
gonna
just ready for December football.
yeah. I know we gonna have opportunity and we gonna make the most of it. So
Absolutely. You guys are going to lock it down defensively. I know that. Uh, another random question. Give me your top three people you listen to music wise.
top three, I'll say G Herbo. That's my favorite. Everybody say
Okay.
I look like G Herbo. Uh, Young
I
Nudie.
could see it a little bit.
Yeah, Young Nudie. He from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's where I'm from. So,
Yeah,
I'm
and
familiar.
right now I'll say probably Kodak. Kodak's one of
But
my favorite.
okay.
Kodak or YB, one of those two. Like a young boy, I can go with one of
Yeah.
those two.
I like YB. I've been a big fan of Big X the Plug here recently. I don't know why,
You said who?
but Big X.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like Big X the Plug. Yeah,
I like him. You know, he's kind of taken like that soul approach
yeah.
in a
Facts.
lot of his intros, which I think is very unique.
Yeah,
Because you don't see that too often.
yeah,
Which I appreciate some of his music. Obviously, I'm sure you do, being living in the Texas area.
no, yeah. I hear his
So
music a lot.
he's got some good stuff. Obviously, I'm biased though. I love Little Baby. I mean, that's my guy.
Yeah, Lil Baby's nice
Yeah,
too.
being from Atlanta, you really, I mean, growing up in Atlanta, I mean, it was ludicrous, and we had Ti. and really just some of the big names, obviously in the industry, with Atlanta being the hip hop capital of the world. So I grew up listening to everybody.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But yeah, that's fascinating, man. I like that list.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
What would you say if you weren't listening to rap music? What other genre do you think you would listen to? That's a tough question. You weren't expecting that one.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I have no idea.
I can see some classical rock for you. I don't know if that's crazy, but
That's not me.
no.
Probably some old school R&B or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some old school
Okay.
R&B. Yeah.
What would you say your teammates listen to? Maybe hip hop, rap,
Yeah.
or do you have like any days where Drew Hour's in the locker room and he's putting on some Morgan Wallen?
We do have our days where
Country boys.
we have our country days for sure. We do have our country.
There's some good country music. I like country music every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not a big country. My mama like country music. I'm not a big country guy.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, man, like I said, I mean, big time game coming up, obviously against Minnesota. Minnesota's been playing pretty good ball here recently. They got a couple pieces of wide receiver. You know, obviously with you out there, I think they're going to be locked down. And then really heading into Maryland. Maryland's got a good wide receiver as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, you guys go through it, but I look forward to seeing you in the playoff, man.
Yeah. I'm ready for it, man.
I'm ready for it too. It's been a long time coming. You guys have played phenomenal football, especially defensively.
Yeah.
You know, throughout the entire year. But yeah, man, other than that, like I said, I really appreciate you doing this with us today, you know, talking about some of your experiences going through, obviously playing at such a high level. And it's been a pleasure to be along this journey with you. So like I said, man, it's a journey, and you know it better than anybody.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Especially being in 5 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Thanks.
So obviously a pleasure. Can't wait to see what you do in the playoff, and obviously see what you do at the next level. It's been a pleasure working with you, and really just seeing you over this year, man. I feel like you've gotten a little bit more out of your shell, like you said, you know, in the beginning.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Which it's got to feel good, man. It's got to.
It does.
Yeah.
I've been having way more fun, and I've been enjoying it more than
Absolutely. I never asked you this. You got a girlfriend, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Is she Penn State, or was she previous?
Nah, I met her at Florida.
At Florida? Okay. Gotcha. So how is that like? Are y'all doing long distance right now? What's kind of that deal looking like?
Yeah, long distance. She come up
Long
here.
distance?
She come up here when she can. You know, she in school right now, so it's kind of
Is
hard.
she at UF?
No, she does cosmetology school in Orlando.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah,
very
so-
nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Orlando is cool. I like Orlando.
Yeah, I love
It's a good
Orlando.
little time.
I've been out there a few times going to visit her, and Orlando is a spot it's a pretty cool spot for sure.
It's a cool spot. For being in the middle of Florida, it's got some cool things around it. So
Yeah,
that's awesome. Good for her.
yeah,
Like I said, hopefully we get a chance to meet her at some point, and see you do your thing, man. Like I said, I hope we got a good little matchup here in the playoff. Because like I said, there's not enough jackets you own or I own that's going to make me warm up there in the winter. I'm going to tell you that right now.
yeah. Man,
Because I'm fully a Florida guy now. So you know me. If it's 40, 50 degrees, where's the igloo?
60
You
for
know?
the Florida guys, that's a little chilly.
It got to like 47 a couple weeks here. You would have thought I was going skiing.
Yeah, you bundled up.
I was loaded up, man. I mean, me up there for 2 days. I mean, you're gonna think I'm going ice fishing.
Yeah,
You know.
I already know.
So, oh yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, man, I really appreciate you hopping on with us. We're gonna, do more things like this. Get you obviously on here, and really just continue this process and journey, man. We got obviously 2 big games coming up, and then it's showtime.
Yeah,
And you get to really show what that defense is about in Penn State. So, Jalen, thanks again, man, for coming on the podcast with us today. And best of luck, obviously, you heading into Minnesota this coming weekend.
hey, I appreciate you, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely, man.